Hey, Battle Built, here with another video, getting some more Season 9 Great League Go Battle League battles. In today's video, I'm testing a Pokemon so that you don't have to, and that Pokemon is Jolteon with the buffed move of Zap Cannon. Now, yes, Jolteon has received what should be something that could potentially improve it, but at the same time, it's Jolteon. So let's talk about that. It had access to Zap Cannon from this previous EV Community Day, the Community Day where all the evolutions received a bunch of different unique moves, and Jolteon got Zap Cannon, which was very confusing at the time because Zap Cannon is not a great move and not an improvement considering it's Community Day move. So in the back of my mind, I was wondering, GBL Season 9, I wonder if they might buff it similarly to when Vaporeon got Scald. And we saw Scald in an earlier video, Poliwrath. I recommend you check that video out also. But yes, Zap Cannon on Jolteon did receive a buff. Now, is this going to be a buff that improves Jolteon and makes it usable? I'll let you know now, no. But these battles are still entertaining, so I highly recommend you come and stick around and, at least see it in action, see how possible or how often I'm able to somehow throw a Zap Cannon and see it maybe do something. Stay tuned. But let's talk about Zap Cannon really quick. It does 150 damage for 80 energy, which is similar to some other useless charge moves. Solar Beam, Hyper Beam, Giga Impact, all are the type of moves that you pray you can get to and land, and it's an accomplishment when that occurs. Now, the one positive thing with Zap Cannon now is when you don't land it and it gets shielded, at least the buff has allowed it to receive 100% debuff of your opponent's attack by one stage. So, you go and put in all that effort to generate all that energy and land it or get shielded, at least still something happens afterwards. Now, with Zap Cannon, you would hope that Jolteon would have a good fast move that could generate that much energy. 80 energy is a lot, and Jolteon does have a really good fast move for that. Volt Switch, one of the top energy generating fast moves in the game, gets 4 energy per turn and would let a Pokemon like Jolteon get the Zap Cannon relatively efficiently, but there's one huge issue for Jolteon. It's made out of paper. It's a glass cannon. Will it survive long enough to get off the 5 volt switches that it needs to get to a Zap Cannon? And well, this is what these battles are here for, to show you how possible that is. Now, what I ended up doing and the logic and theory crafting I did here is I have 10 battles for you in this video, 5 in Great League Remix and then 5 in Open Great League. And when that cut happens in the middle, I apologize if that cut comes out awkwardly, but here is the Great League Remix team right now. Whiscash in the lead, Ariados with buffed Mega Horn. I should talk about that more, but I'm not going to. We're going to focus mainly on Jolteon. Maybe I'll make an even better team with Ariados and let that be the feature. But and then Jolteon in the closing position, hoping that we can end up in some sort of no shield situation to land the infamous Zap Cannon with the content. Now, my logic here, which is why I brought it, the main reason why I brought it to Great League Remix, is because Jolteon is just a worse Galvantula. No bug typing, and it's pure electric, doesn't have lunge, and there was no way in heck I was Elite TMing it for Last Resort as a coverage move, and then use that over Discharge, because the feature this is still supposed to be on Zap Cannon. There was no way that was happening. So we're running triple electric on Jolteon, and in Great League Remix, Galvantula is banned. So I'm hoping to see if, maybe it's a replaceable Galvantula. Again, let me let you know, it's not. But we definitely had some fun with it. And this is the team comp that I ended up going with. And I had a little bit of success in Great League Remix with it. Whiscash and Ariados are really OP, and Jolteon, well, here's a match where Jolteon looks somewhat decent. I think we had Whiscash on Mandibuzz, and I didn't really want to stay in that lead, especially because I have an electric user in the back. So I safe swapped in Jolteon. And they didn't have much of an answer for an electric type. They were out here running Mandibuzz double water, and we we throw the Zap Cannon. It gets shielded, but to our satisfaction, we get that 100% chance of an attack debuff. Based on that, that kind of paid off in this very one specific match. Because of that, we're able to survive the waterfalls that are coming through to get off 2 discharges and allow Jolteon to actually be water counter confirmed, even though it's electric type, and you would hope that would be a given. But yeah, Jolteon just barely survived to take out the Alomomola. It did have a technical shield disadvantage, but through the Zap Cannon to kind of even shields out. And then the Mandibuzz comes back in, and it gets resisted air slashed down because of just how glassy it is, but it also had no health. But you know what? Jolteon did something, and it was not the reason why we lost this match. Now, the sad part about this is Jolteon actually put in some work, and I get rid of the Mandibuzz, which could have been a nuisance for my Ariados with this Blizzard, and then I make the biggest misplay of my life. I auto-swapped without waiting to see what the last Pokemon was, and I ended up bringing in a Bug type against a Steel type of Empoleon. So that auto-swap, it was just like a very like a brain fart type move. I just clicked it without really thinking, like you let me actually see the Pokemon. And I tried to go for the cross poison attack buff to then throw the Mega Horn that would hopefully do enough damage. I probably also should have tried to go for 2 Mega Horns, because Mega Horn, like I said, has been buffed, and 2 Mega Horns would have definitely taken out the Empoleon's remaining health. But he was able to over farm, and then essentially now based on that he's able to outpace me and Hydro Cannon my Whiscash down. And this was a match I should have 1,000,000% won if it wasn't for a very stupid misplay. I think I ended up going 3-2 in the set, which could have been a 4-1. I don't know if this is the third or the fourth match. But again, I'm going to apologize for a weird cut because I also tested Jolteon in Open Great League, and I'll talk more about that team when we get there. Here, we're in the Whiscash Mirror, and if you know the Whiscash Mirror, what you want to actually do here is you want to land the Blizzard. Blizzard is a better DPE move than Mud Bomb is, even though Mud Bomb is stab. Mud Bomb's not an amazing move, it's just nice because it's a cheap move. So I'm trying to play, you know, the game of the bait game. It's not a fun game, it's a very high risk, high reward, and big fail if you don't end up pulling it off type of game. So I threw a bait and they called it, and then I threw another bait and they didn't call it, and now we're just gonna go for the big move. We CMP tie. They beat me in CMP twice, so I'm just like, you know what, screw it. I don't really have a great answer for Whiscash in the back. I need to commit here, and they throw the Blizzard and I shield, which is huge. I tried to click the Mud Bomb there because I thought they would shield since I shielded, and they didn't, so it worked out nice that we CMP tied and I got stuck. But what didn't work out so nice was I allowed my opponent to have a 1-shield Frostlass against my no-shield team. And if you know Frostlass, that thing is attack heavy and is spammy. So this match is essentially GG. I don't think Jolteon with Zap Cannon is going to allow me to pull this one off. I also should have kept in mind the pure fact that I'm trying to make this a Jolteon feature. But again, I didn't have a great answer for Jolteon. I mean, I didn't have a great answer for Whiscash in the back regardless. That was the other part of the problem, which is why I committed to that lead the way I did. But yeah, we we caught an Avalanche on Ariados, hoping that some of the energy we generated with Jolteon could maybe, you know, lead us to some success. We throw Cross Poison there. It was nice to get that shield, but they're over farming a beautiful amount. And then they swap and catch a Cross Poison on a Registeel. And I'm just like, put the nail in the coffin. And they're just going to lock on farm us completely down. But we do get to another Cross Poison in time because, you know, that double resisted, very minimal damage, really going to make the difference here. We'll come back in with Jolteon just because this was supposed to be a Jolteon feature. And I mean, this game's already over, but for content purposes, I make a mistake. I was like, maybe I can over farm, throw the discharge, volt switch down, and then somehow land a move on the Frostlass. That was what I was thinking about. I should have just thrown the Zap Cannon for the content. So we could have been like, that's how much damage a Zap Cannon does to Registeel. Instead, we're just going to get Flash Cannon twice, and we're going to lose this match. Now, I actually really like Whiscash and Ariados in Great League Remix. I just don't like Jolteon at all. But again, I hope you enjoyed these battles. And this is, I hope, the last battle of the set of Great League Remix battles. I might not know until, you know, I'm already into the next battle. I didn't put a great divider to tell the difference because I didn't realize that, you know, my layout has to change from the first half to the second half until I started recording. I didn't think this through completely, so hopefully if I feature a Pokemon that use 2 different teams, I have a better solution in the future. Either way, we I forgot how this match already went, but we bring in Jolteon against Cuffagirius, shiny, beautiful shiny. They throw a Psychic, assuming I was going to shield, which was a smart assumption, and they went for the 10% debuff of defense that Psychic can get you. I overfarm a bunch here, throw a discharge there, and Jolteon actually kind of does decently in this matchup because, I mean, Volt Switch and Discharge are just great moves in general, and Jolteon's very attack heavy, and Cuffagirius takes a minute to get to its moves. Even though Shadow Claw is great for energy generation, it only has big moves, so we're able to farm it down. They still have a shield, but we have a load of energy. We throw the Discharge. Yes, Zap Cannon for content, but we knew they were going to shield, and they ended up swapping. Now, they come into a Alolan Sandslash, and I really wanted to throw a Zap Cannon, but I was not going to survive the Powder Stones in order to do so. So I now swap fast into Whiscash, throw the super effective Mud Bomb against the Alolan Sandslash, take it out. Alolan Sandslash doesn't do anything because of that. But then I realize I'm in a bit of a pickle in this match because I'm gonna throw Mud Bomb here. Mud Bomb's not gonna do enough, and I'm gonna get countered down. So my win condition here is Ariados being a beast and being a tank and being able to survive a non-stab but super effective Rock Slide coming from a Shadow Machamp. So I just need it to survive because it's double resisting the counters with its poison and bug typing. So it does, just barely. Ariados is a beast, confirmed. And we get off the cross poison, and we're going to take out the Machamp. But yes, let this be a PSA. If it was not known already, don't use Jolteon. Was it fun? Were these battles pretty entertaining content-wise? I think so. I think this was the last battle of Great League Remix. Yes, it was. Oh, that's a nice divider. So I'm going to cut the video here. I don't know why I'm announcing the cut, but let's get into me testing Jolteon in Open Great League now. This is a team I decided to use with Zap Cannon Jolteon in some Open Great League battles. This team consists of Jolteon along with Swampert and Skarmory. Now, the reason why I ended up using this team is because I've used a very similar team in Open Great League during Go Battle Night last season that consisted of Swampert, Skarmory, and Galvantula to have success and gain about 500 points. So I'm like, why recreate the wheel? Let's just see what Jolteon, a very similar Pokemon, downgrade though, worse for sure, to Galvantula would fare along with this team comp and see if, you know, it can kind of fit itself in, because, you know, not that Galvantula is a tough Pokemon to make, but, you know, Eevee Community Day just passed, and maybe you evolved a good PvP IV Jolteon, and you're like, let me use it. I don't know why you'd be having any of these thoughts, but for that one viewer that had those thoughts, you let me know in the comment section that you're able to use this team in Open Great League and you had success with it. All right, anyhow, so yes, this ends up being the team I put together here, and I was hoping for some similar things. We're just gonna go through the matches. I'm gonna commentate. I don't have too much to add on. I've kind of already given all the information about Zap Cannon Jolteon that I could for one video, and I really think that if you want to use it, just try it in Great League Remix. Galvantula fits the mold just fine in Open Great League, so the only time you'd ever want to use Jolteon is if Galvantula is just not available, and honestly, there are probably other electric users you should use before Jolteon also, so let's not get on the list in the comment section of which ones stack way above Jolteon. This was just a testing video so that you didn't have to use Jolteon, so please don't forget to like or comment or subscribe. I actually didn't say it in the beginning of this video. I completely forgot. I was too focused and excited for this Jolteon content to remember to say that, but yes, please, that definitely goes a long way as I continue to push out this Go Battle League content. So in this matchup, Jolteon actually was able to put in some work because they had a team that was like double weak to electric. Galvantula would have done just fine here, but it was cool to use Jolteon, and for the content, I built all the way up to the Zap Cannon, extremely unnecessarily, because that Azure has no health, and Discharge would have done plenty, but tell me that boom wasn't satisfying. Tell me it wasn't great to see that big sparkly ball from Zap Cannon go on that Azu's face, especially Azu of all Pokemon. Get into the next one. We got Swampert on Umbreon, and this is a losing matchup. You want to spam the heck out of Hydro Cannons, but essentially the Umbreon is able to sneak through so many snarls that it outpaces you to the foul plays, and Swampert's a very glassy mon. But the way I usually like to play out this matchup is I'll just play out the one shield and take the loss, and then hope that whatever my Pokemon in the back are, I can then farm the Umbreon's remaining health with. So at this point, I don't have a choice but to shield. I don't think they've shielded yet. And you'll notice already, like, I'm already at a disadvantage, even though, like, I was almost at a second Hydro Cannon, which still wouldn't have forced their shield. The foul plays just do too much damage, not because Umbreon's attack heavy, but just because Swampert is a very glassy Pokemon also. So, but we're going to get this Hydro Cannon off here. That'll take them out. I was actually surprised they didn't want to play out the one shield. I was like, ooh, they let me win lead. I'm going to build this Sludge Wave to bait the shield. This is why you built this Sludge Wave, because Hydro Cannon's resisted, and 9 times out of 10, Pelipper shields, just like it did, and that's the reason why we baited, so we can at least get off a Hydro Cannon here, because they are getting a bunch of farm, and as much as it's going to be great to bring in Jolteon to deal with double super effective damage, with all the farm they've built up here, and the Weather Balls are about to spam, and electric typing, not resisting water, these Weather Balls are going to hurt. That's half its health. That's like 49% of its health because it's not yellow yet. Why are you so glassy, Jolteon? Christ. So we have to shield the second Weather Ball. Like, you can't take 2 Weather Balls? Bro, get good. Anyhow, they come with Nidoqueen, and we're pretty much set at this point because Skarmory walls the living hell out of Nidoqueen. They're going to throw double resisted Poison Fangs to try and debuff me, to then get off a single resisted Earth Power because it's Steel typing, even though it's a flying typing, Steel typing. It takes super effective from ground, so when they balance together, it's only single resisted instead of doubled because the Skarmory's flying typing. But yeah, we're going to get off these Sky attacks here and just try to get the Nidoqueen as low as possible. They're deciding not to shield because they feel like Pelipper is their win condition, which makes sense because even if they threw an Earth Power there, it wasn't taking out Skarmory's remaining health. They ended up throwing a Poison Fang, and that double debuffed me, but I'm getting off another Sky attack. I'm hopefully going to get their shield. I do. Switch timer's up. I'm obnoxious. I wanted to either get the Volt Switch down or go for the Zap Cannon, and they decided that they were going to say no to that plan, and they threw another Weather Ball to take me out, but we're fine. We're going to win regardless here. We're just going to Air Slash down with Skarmory. I wasn't going to let Jolteon have its moment unless it was going to throw Zap Cannon. Only way Jolteon's having its moment. Regardless, getting to the next match, we have what looks like a beautiful lead, but it's a very recognizable lead. And then they come in with a very recognizable second Pokemon. And you might be thinking, with Swampert lead and then Skarmory walling the heck out of the Shadow Razor Leaf for Victory Bell, you must be sitting in a beautiful spot right now, Battle Bill. You're going to win this match no problemo. Well, I wait here on purpose. This is not lag. I don't want their Bastion to get farmed. So, but then the fact that the game just freezes like that when you're trying to see, like, you're trying to let them deal some fast move damage and let them get less farm with Bastion on, I kind of was like, I don't know where the heck my health is at, and on the off chance that I let my Skarmory get Razor Leaf down by a Victory Bell, I'm never going to live that moment down in my life, so I end up attacking and taking out the Victory Bell's remaining health. So we're going to go for another Brave Bird to just debuff, give as little farm as possible to this Bastion, but it's not going to matter because this is the variant of Grasshole that has double Razor Leafers. And I was hoping that they might run a variant that like had something that wasn't a second Razor Leafer. Jolteon just can't do anything here. Even if, well, yeah, there's nothing to say. Jolteon, no matter what the move said here, was not doing anything because it can't tank Razor Leafs. And once Jolteon can't handle the Grottle, the Razor Leaf for Swampert just gets deleted, and we end up losing the Grass Hole, but that was all Jolteon's fault, literally, because Swampert and Skarmory were trying to keep up there, and then Jolteon was like, nope, I'm paper mache, I'm gonna die to some Razor Leaves. And then getting into this next match, I run into lag. I don't know if it's because my router's on the other side of the house, so I disconnect from my Wi-Fi in the middle of the game, and I'm hoping maybe I snuck in one mud shot to try and catch up in the situation, but I'm not feeling too great about this lead now that I'm way behind on energy. And then they swap and catch a Hydro Cannon on their Altaria. Like, it's a great move, but I'm like, why? I'm trying to understand the logic here. Mostly because they were clearly ahead on energy and they were clearly going to win the lead, but I guess they wanted to lure out a potential Grass type, or not Grass type, they wouldn't lure out Grass type. Why did I say that? I guess they wanted to lure out the, no wait, yeah, they wanted to lure out the tank, like a Bastion or something like that in the back. There we go. I'm like, oh, I'm getting a little loopy. Talking about Jolteon's got me all confused. Trying to make Jolteon work has set my brain on a bit of a frazzle. I'm sorry. They're trying to lure out a tank, I guess, so that they can farm it down with Swampert, which makes sense in hindsight, but I don't have a tank. So I come in with my Skarmory and we play out this 0 shield situation, or 1 shield situation, and we got both their shields. I don't know. I lost track how this match went. This match was not a great match. Once I fell behind on energy because of that lag, and then they caught a Hydro Cannon on Altaria, this match was over from that moment. But I don't know what their last Pokemon is, and on the off chance it's something that Jolteon can slaughter, I'm going to keep on playing until I know for sure, and it's a Venusaur. So Jolteon ain't slaughtering this. That's just not happening. Well, I'm just so stubborn when I'm trying to feature a Pokemon. I really should just top left at this point, but I'm like, there's content to be made. I'm going to show you how poorly a Jolteon can tank a Frenzy Plant. Or I'm going to show you my amazing PvP skills and bring in Jolteon and then swap to catch on Skarmory. But the issue was, I waited on my switch timer, and my switch timer still was not up to catch on Skarmory. Now it is. I thought I would have caught there. Did not catch, so Jolteon does literally nothing here. Honestly, they probably would have violent me down for at the charge move off, but they throw another charge move, and the Venusaur just slaughters the Jolteon, and you saw how much that first one did. Jolteon is so glassy. This is not a positive experience. Please, enjoy my pain. I hope, you know, sometimes the other people's pain is another person's comfort, or how's that saying go? I don't know, laugh at my pain. Regardless, oof, these matches were not fun, to say the least, but, you know, it is Jolteon content. So we are in this situation where we got Skarmory on Scrafty. I don't remember how the leads went. I don't know why we swapped in this situation, but I'm sitting in what should be a positive situation with a flyer on a fighter, so I must have won lead. I was worried about them pupping in the beginning, and I was like, I'm going to lose this 2-shield because it's crafty, dealing neutral damage and ramping up. And at this point, I'm like, hopefully I can just get off one more sky attack to take a 2-shield, no-shield advantage there, and I was not able to. But once they had Scrafty and I brought in Skarmory there, I was like, I'm not really going to commit to keeping switch because it wasn't going to be too possible. Even if I shield that pup and I get like a shield advantage, they're still going to be able to counter me down before I like get to another move or air slash them. So Scrafty, pretty strong mon as a fighter that essentially is still able to beat a flyer like Skarmory, even though it's a steel flyer, so it's taking neutral. And then because we don't have switch, Swampert's lined up with an Umbreon, and our Jolteon on the back is lined up with a Nidoqueen. And that's terrible because, like I said, Galvantula, at least when matched up with the Nidoqueen, can throw a single resisted bug type move that at least debuffs their attack, whereas Jolteon, you really want to be running the triple electric set if you really want to run Jolteon, and all those moves are going to be double resisted. So we're sitting in this situation where I'm just like, I need to throw a Hydro Cannon, and also I left Jolteon with enough energy to get a charge move off, but my opponent recognized that and made a 5-head swap as I made a 5-head swap, but I was losing this regardless. They caught the discharge on their Nidoqueen, which I was extremely impressed by, just based on the fact that like we swapped, like I did that like as fast as possible, and they knew, like the only way to match that was you knew it was coming. But even if I got the discharge off and took out the Umbreon, the Nidoqueen was going to come in afterwards and slaughter my Jolteon regardless, and then do that to my Swampert. And yeah, that's the last battle of me running Jolteon. So please, I hope you got entertaining content, because the only real value there was reinforcing the extreme obvious that you don't want to use Jolteon in PvP, especially not Open Great League, unless it gets some other sort of buff where it gets a lunge type move, but no, not bug typing, because Jolteon's not even a bug type. Giving it a huge move like Zap Cannon, not going to work on Jolteon. Now, another option, Pokemon that could be very interesting to use Zap Cannon is Regirock, because Lock On is the best energy generating move in the game, and Regirock's not as glassy as Jolteon is, and getting off the Zap Cannons could be very beneficial in certain situations with it. Now, the issue is my Great League Regirock, I powered up for Ultra League, not really having any foresight in that area, so you're not going to see Great League Regirock content unless you want to send it to me. Greatly appreciated, but I will try Regirock in Ultra League with Zap Cannon and see if the buff to it can make it a little bit more useful or a little more relevant, or just allow it to have some extra success. But yeah, give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, let me know what you thought about me doing like 2 teams in one video, one in one meta of Great League Remix, another one, the other meta of Open Great League. Let me know if that's maybe a style you want to see more often. It takes a little bit extra effort on my part, but you know, not really a big deal. But yeah, so I hope you were entertained, and please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all the support, and I think that pretty much covers it for this video. Don't use Jolteon. You're welcome. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Free.